Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in the building. It is once again, that time. I am your esteemed host, Big Mike. I've got full team in here tonight. Got Breezes, Dylan, and a very wounded Enoch's down there in his sanctuary.
That's fun.
I mean, y'all know what it is, fellas. How we doing?
I am here to do nothing but feast off of the wounded today. I am coming to attack the carcass of the dead animal.
Supposed to let the wounded rest.
I am ecstatic. What a great weekend it was in the sporting world when the Jets are getting that ass whooped and I get a message from Anthony in the group chat and I'm at a bar with friends and I told the bar owner to change this fucking game off my TV. And little did we know the Raiders were going to suck it up on national television on Sunday Night Football, and you bet your sweet ass I'm in the group chat. I call every bar, tell them to turn this game off. This is bad. These guys stink. Damn. He was talking all this shit, all this bad stuff, and they put up less points than the Jets did. Less points than the Jets did against the number one ranked defense. They couldn't do anything about the Chiefs.
So, yes, Dylan has gone completely into our first topic. But before we get to that, yes, full disclosure, you guys can't see our group chat, but I can't emphasize enough how much Anthony hates the Chiefs and how much he talks about them every week in our group chat. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. The Chiefs suck. The Chiefs can't do this. The Chiefs can't do that. Breezy doesn't watch football, but Breezy knows that the Chiefs suck, according to Anthony. And you know it's bad when James texts the group chat, wait a minute, are these your Raiders getting beat like this?
That shit was video game score. It's like playing your little brother and you turn his control off, you know.
Pat Mahomes, he fixed himself. He played the Raiders and now he's fixed.
And I was just like, and something was telling me, I was like, watch the Chiefs get it together against us. Something, just that voice in my head kept telling me before the game, and it just started happening. And when Deshaun Jackson I don't know what the hell he did on that play, where he just looked so lost and then got that fumble. And then Carr threw some wild floating picks. I was just like, let me go to bed. It's 27-14. She's got the ball back. We couldn't stop the fly. I woke up in the morning. That score was 41-14. I turned my phone off so fast. Like, I was just like, let me go to work.
He woke up to an onslaught.
An onslaught of text. It was so funny.
Myself.
You could tell he went to bed because it just got quiet. He was going back and forth. Oh, we still got time. We just got to play better. And then just at one point, it just went dead.
Ooh, I hit that
onslaught in the group chat. Oh, it was a good time. But you guys could see behind the curtain.
At the end of the day, I mean, win, lose, or draw, there's only one nation. I mean, we all know this. So I don't trip too much when we lose. It's going to happen. There's still only one nation. It's in Vegas. We still in the hunt. We got 8 games left. Gotta get this chemistry rolling back. We got the Bengals at home next week. The Bengals been struggling, just like we have, but we will take care of business next week. We will get back rolling. And hold on. I also, yes, we did stink it up on prime time, but I will get to watch the Los Angeles Chargers stink it up on prime time next week. So there's going to be a lot of rebounding going on next week.
Before we go through and we break down this week in the NFL, I just wanted to pull out my football math and just say if the Raiders lose to the Bengals, the Jets are better than the Raiders.
Oh God. Oh God.
That's literally how football math. That's just sports math.
And who do y'all face this week?
Miami.
Y'all should win that.
Listen, I'm gonna be the opposite of you here and say we're not winning that game. and we're gonna get our asses beat. So,
by the Dolphins, I wouldn't go that far.
I've seen it all, my friend.
Terrible, right?
They're playing terrible, but they blitz a ton and they have good DBs. So
the Jets
Zach
still
Wilson's
don't have
first
a
game.
quarterback, Anthony. The Jets still don't have
we have our quarterback.
Mike White is not.
Mike White's not it, and it's exactly like I said.
When is Wilson
last
coming
time
back?
I was on?
Where's
projected
Riles?
to come back this week, but like it's exactly what I said 2 weeks ago, where I was like, Mike, this ain't it. Mike White's he's just lying. He's lying to the NFL right now, and New York media ate it up, and New York fans ate it up, and I'm like, I'm not falling for that trick. I'm not. I'm too wise to it. I've been miserable my whole life. I understand. I understand how this works.
You said he should have been a first-round pick before the game.
Bro, everybody's going to say that, though. Everybody's going to say they should have been the number 1 overall pick. There's not a single quarterback in the NFL, backup, practice squad or not, who doesn't think that way. How many Raiders quarterbacks have their jersey in the NFL Hall of Fame? How many Titans quarterbacks? Tell me, because there's not. Mike White started 1 game, and he's got a Hall of Fame jersey. Like, that's insane. He literally is already ahead of the game, but he won't be in the Hall of Fame for anything else but that.
Oh man!
But all right.
Speaking of prime time, yes, Dylan, Anthony, your team lost on prime time. Mine won on prime time, and guess what we did this week? We won again. We got another dub. A scrappy Saints team took them out, made me nervous, but we took them out, got the stops when we needed. And I turned around and I looked, and the Cardinals lost. And I looked, and who is that on top of not the AFC? Who's that on top of the NFL right now? The number 1 seed in the NFL right now. Oh, that would be my team, my Titans, that nobody seems to care about.
Look, Mike, you know, I give the Titans their flowers every week. I always give them their props. They have been killing it.
And here we go.
But I have to be honest with you, Mike. They should not have won that game. Like I'm just being honest with you. There were some very questionable, and you know what I'm talking about, Mike, because you saw the game just like I did. Some extremely questionable calls, especially at the end of the game, that really should not have happened. Come on now. Come on.
There were a couple calls that could have went either way, you know. You get some, you don't get some.
Come on now. This got 60% honesty here, man. Come on. What's this partial honesty? Come on, man.
Still nothing worse than that Jets call against the Bengals. Nothing as bad as that call.
No, I agree with that.
So let's not.
We beat that ass like a drum, and you're still mad.
Listen, we've not lost since we blew that game to y'all. So if that's what it took for us to get to this, I'll deal with your nonsense. We're going somewhere that you don't know nothing about. That's called the playoffs.
But can we talk about that for a second? It seems to just be surprises each and every week. Like the 49ers blowing the doors off the Rams on Monday. Like,
I don't think that was that much of a surprise as people think.
I didn't think it was that surprising either.
Well, no. So Robert Woods goes down the day after they signed OBJ. OBJ has 2 days of practice. Not enough time to build any rapport with Stafford to really learn the playbooks. He was in there for a couple plays, and his first pass attempt to him was that garbage interception from Stafford that literally only happens because they don't have communication. They didn't play Van Jefferson as much as I thought they were going to play Van Jefferson, which is crazy to me. They kept playing 18. I don't remember his name, but they kept playing him more in the role as opposed to Van. And I'm just like, I don't get it. The Rams defense, even though they have Donald, Miller, and Ramsey, they don't have linebackers to stop the run. As good as Aaron Donald is a pressure pass rusher. He's never been good at filling lanes and stopping the run because he's constantly getting double teamed and lifted. So it's shocking that they lost 31-10, but it's not shocking that they lost. because of the
I
circumstance.
agree. I'm not surprised that they lost to the Niners. Like Dylan, I kind of saw it coming because, we've all been sports fans forever. We've all seen this with the super teams. Like, it doesn't just click as soon as they start. Like, it takes a little bit to get used to each other, kind of figure it out. As I said to you, the Niners needed that game. Like, their season is over if they lose that game. So it's not surprising. Like, Dylan, it's surprising that they blew them out. That surprised me. I didn't expect them to just literally punch the Rams in the face and keep going. But the Niners winning, no, didn't surprise me too much.
You look at it. I mean, the Rams are trying to get back to speed. The Cardinals are still very banged up. The Niners got Jacksonville next week. Maybe the Niners can start. The
Niners needed that game.
Yeah.
They needed that game.
But there's a few teams in the NFL who kind of have that same issue with they have some bad matchups. Like, Rams can't stop the run. The Patriots can't stop the run. The Chiefs can't stop the run. Like, all the teams at the top can't stop the run.
They stopped our run.
They stopped everything. but like, they're going to run into teams like the Rams will end up running into a team that's going to be super run heavy.
Which is why, as much as I hate it, the Cowboys look scarier and scarier by the minute because they can run the ball.
And they beat them on the top.
All these teams can't stop the run. Now, the Cowboys have proven to be dumb and, just shoot themselves in the foot all the time. But, Lord, if they figure out what they're good at and just do that, the Cowboys could be scary because outside of Green Bay and Tampa Bay, Dallas doesn't have the defense to beat Tampa Bay or Green Bay.
Dallas has a really good young defense, though. Let's not keep that out.
But
they're
not ready for that. They're not ready. They're not ready for Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady level. They're not ready for God level yet.
No.
They're not ready for that yet.
In the NFC, there's only three teams that can run the ball, and it's those three teams.
The Rams. Who else? Minnesota, if they can get it together.
It's the Packers.
The Cowboys. The Cowboys have a good. The Cowboys could be a legitimate three. They could be a legitimate three.
And the Bucks, but in the West, the West is so heavy. But like, you can't tell me when we get to playoffs, there's any team that you're like it's a complete lock. Because the Cardinals, when they get Kyler Murray and Hopkins back,
I don't know.
We don't know.
I mean,
because they're good. They are good.
It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see who has the courage of their convictions in a little bit.
And then the AFC too.
The AFC is so intriguing because, like
extremely competitive.
I really low key despise Anthony and his Raiders right now because I really, really hope he didn't just wake Patrick Mahomes up. I really hope they didn't just turn around and go, "Wait a minute, we're the best team out here."
Well, they're first in the West again.
They're the only team that, like, to me, is just like, if they get hot, there's no stopping them.
They're the only team in the AFC that scares me.
I kept telling everybody, not even just you guys. I was telling everybody, like, people were writing off the Chiefs, and I was just like, yeah, I know I was saying, the Chiefs, like, I wish they were. But at the end of the day, I was like, yo, Pat Mahomes ain't going to stink it up for 17 games. He's not going to be garbage the whole season. He's eventually going to wake up. Unfortunately, it came against us, but he's going to wake up. So, I mean, if you look at the Chiefs now, they're in the 4th seed, I believe, right now, because, again, every team above them they lost to. But realistically, I don't want the Chiefs getting that.
There's a window where they can be the number 1 seed.
Yeah, but the problem is the teams above them, the Titans already whooped them. The Bills already whooped them. I forgot who's the other team above them. There's another team above them. So, yeah, the Ravens.
New England and Buffalo. And the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens beat the Chiefs too. Yeah, so the Chiefs have basically no tiebreaker.
But none of those teams that you named are a secure going to go get you a dub every week. because we saw the Ravens shit the bed against Miami on Thursday night. We saw Buffalo get waxed by the Jaguars on just field goals. Like,
I still don't even know what the hell happened with that game.
There's still a world where the Chiefs they don't lose another game, or they just don't lose a lot of games, and they're the number 1 seed again. And then if the path has to go through Arrowhead, it's over. It's over for everyone.
The only team that could go into Arrowhead, honestly, at this point, with
a healthy Tennessee team.
Yeah, healthy Tennessee Titans. That's the only team I could see going into Arrowhead.
Buffalo. I think Buffalo could do it too.
I think Buffalo could do it too.
Could do it, but
actually, I actually think the Ravens could do it if Lamar Jackson gets hot. Like, we gotta
not the Ravens
Lamar
team
Jackson
I'm seeing right now.
They got to get it together. But
my thing is,
team, when that Ravens team plays at its best, they're right there with the Chiefs.
The Ravens depend too much on coaching for their decisions and how things go, as opposed to players. And this is shitting on Lamar. Lamar's the most electric player I've ever seen. But when it comes to let's look back at Miami. Peyton broke this down on the Manning cast last night, or it was Phillip Rivers and Peyton. They're like, man, when they're running cover 0, in case you guys don't know what that is, that's 0 safeties over the top, everybody blitzing man press. When they're running cover 0, it looks like the Rams have a play for it. And Phillip Rivers goes, yeah, not to like talk down on the Ravens, but they were getting cover 0'd all night and they didn't do a damn thing about it. They're too much. Greg Roman, as an offensive coordinator, has these spells of just like, man, some weeks his play calling is unbelievable and the Ravens look fantastic. And then there's other weeks where it's just like, I could predict what they're doing. And everybody knows.
But do you want to catch them on one of those weeks where he's got his shit together?
No, nobody does. But then it's just
in a one game playoff, you catch him on the wrong day, you're going home.
Exactly, but they also have a lot of injuries on the defensive side.
That Ravens defense, I was just about to say, that Ravens defense has been really bad recently.
The type of defense they play, they don't have a natural pass rusher. They depend so much on the blitz. And coming from the Jets fan here who had great defenses in 09, 10, 11, that was the same thing. No real pass rusher. You depend so much on your corners and the blitzers to get to the quarterback. You could get killed. You could get absolutely killed.
The Tom Brady dink and dunk will eat that apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any good quarterback, dink and dunk, could eat that apart. And if they run into, if the Bengals are for real, right, and they make it to the playoffs, and
which they're not,
regardless if you think they're for real or not, they're having a great season.
No, they're not.
They could. Yes, they are. How are they not having a great season?
How are they not? They were the number 1 seed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. That's my point. 2 weeks ago. Where are they now?
They're on
Have you seen the? Yeah, they need to go on a bye week.
Right.
You guys just got waxed on national TV. Stop talking.
Talk about it, and then watch them come and punch you on the face.
But let's say if the Bengals keep this up and they
listen, I ain't worried about no damn Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's a team because Joe Burrow is a baller. Joe Burrow is a guy.
Look. I'm not going to completely dump. I'm not going to completely dump on the Bengals because again, my baseball team's in Cincinnati, but I'm very confident we'll beat the Bengals. So I'm going to lay easy.
But that's not the conversation here. The conversation isn't the Raiders beating the Bengals. The conversation is if the Bengals get to the playoffs.
But they're not.
Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll deal with that.
Okay.
Let me get my point across. If the Bengals get to the playoffs, Joe Burrow is a guy and a baller who can exploit that type of defense. And they have the weapons to do it on offense at wide receiver. In 2 years, that Bengals team is going to have the best wide receiving core in football. And then you have Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine, who are balling out too. So they just need a defense. But if they get to the playoffs, they could be one of those trap games that could beat anybody on any given Sunday.
So, I mean, was there anything else? I mean, I don't know how I feel.
We had a tie.
We did have a tie. We had a tie because Pittsburgh just decided, we don't want to win. We just don't want to win. Like, they did everything in their power to give Detroit that game, and Detroit still couldn't win.
Detroit is going to be the first winless team of the 0-17 regime, who literally they're going to be the first team that goes 0 whatever with a tie.
Yeah,
like this was their chance.
I think me and Mike were talking about this last week. Is there a winnable game on the Lions' schedule?
This
on
was
the
it.
Lions' schedule.
I'm saying Thanksgiving the Bears are at home.
I think the Bears rout them. I think they're so bad. They're one of the worst teams I've ever seen. And I had Adam Gase my head coach last year.
That's what's frustrating to me about the Lions. They're not that they play so hard. They're not bad. The Lions, they just can't get out of their own way.
The Lions are one of the best 0-8 teams I've seen. If that makes any sense. They was really out there playing with Pittsburgh. Like, they was right there with them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They play with so much heart, but then it's just like they just fumble it. They just fumble the bag, and they can't do it.
I feel bad for them because they remind me of Miami last year. Like, Miami just played not last year, 2 years ago. First year, when they just played so hard, and you was just like, man, y'all are so close. I wish y'all could just get over the top because y'all are so close.
And it's like, I like Dan Campbell as their coach. I think he's a great guy, and he has that great attitude. Him and Robert Saleh are right up for guys I'd run through a brick wall for, because I love them as people and as coaches, as leaders of people.
Saleh's looking shaky to me.
Listen, I'll tell you that Saleh and Campbell are dealing with similar things as far as talent-wise on their roster and youth. And that's a tough thing to overcome when there's no veterans on your roster. It's a tough thing.
I have the Lions schedule. They play the Browns, the Bears, the Vikings, the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Falcons, the Seahawks, and the Packers. And you know, if Aaron Rodgers gets a chance to make them winless, he's going to drive the stake right through their heart. So that's a loss. That last game.
The Lions always play Green Bay hard.
Is that game
always breaks their heart?
Is that game in Green Bay or Detroit? Detroit. It doesn't matter. They'll lose either way.
It doesn't matter.
Atlanta.
I see 2 winnable games on here. I see
Atlanta,
2.
And I think they can
get
one
Atlanta,
in Minnesota.
And I think
hell no, they ain't beating no
Minnesota.
I think Minnesota isn't as good as people think.
Minnesota will destroy the damn line.
The Falcons and the Broncos. I think they can get
that
Broncos.
Playoff chances.
Playoff chances. Where are these Raiders at now?
Shout out to Zero.
Shout out to Zero.
Shout out to 0%. Just so you know, we beat that team. That 0% team beat that team that's 99.8%. And then we beat that team that's 33.1%. The Bengals have a better chance of making the playoffs than y'all do.
Early, bro.
Bengals are listed better.
It's early. It's not early.
It's not early.
We're going into week 11, Anthony.
It's not early anymore.
It's early till teams start getting eliminated from the playoffs, man.
We're already there.
We're already there. Houston's
teams
gone.
have not been.
Jets are gone.
Teams have not been mathematically eliminated.
There's 10 teams on here who will not be in the playoffs.
The Lions are eliminated. The Lions are eliminated. They're not making it. The Lions are not making it, sir. I'm telling you right now. If you put a bet on that, go get your money back. The Lions are not making it. Jacksonville's not making it. Jacksonville honestly saved Urban Meyer's job by beating Buffalo because he was on his way out.
He was on his way out for different reasons.
That's what I mean, but him beating
Urban Meyer, he's a little out.
But Urban Meyer always does that. Urban Meyer always finds a way. Once he figures out he's in a really weird situation, he magically gets sick and gets to resign from all his jobs. He did it at Florida. He did it at Ohio State. Ohio State was more of the Zeke thing. Did Ohio State. He did it in
Didn't he do it at Utah too?
Yep. Everywhere he's been, he forces his way out. When shit kind of gets a little sticky, he gets sick and just disappears, works for like the SEC network or something, and then comes back into a job. Urban Meyer's dream job, reportedly like a couple years ago, was the USC job. and that's open. And that's why when that opened, everyone's like, "Oh, Urban Meyer, you leaving mid-season to go coach USC?" Well, maybe not mid-season, but he'll probably do it at the end of the season.
He might,
because the Jaguars didn't allow him to hire his own staff.
Yeah, which was weird.
The Jets did that a couple years ago with Gase. Didn't let Gase bring on
move.
His people. Oh, I hate him with every passion. Oh God, don't get me started on that Gase. Let's move on.
Well, before we move on, I would not be. I wish Roz was here. I wouldn't be the Cam Newton stan that he claims that I am. That I secretly am. If I did not mention Cam Newton coming back and punching the Cardinals in the face and scoring on his first 2 touches of the game and letting all of the media know, no, I'm not washed.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Granted, Cam really only played in the red zone. So,
he just got there 2 days ago.
Exactly. But, I'm not going to sit here and say Cam is great. I like Cam a lot. Cam was never meant to play anywhere else. Never meant to play anywhere else. That city rallies behind Cam, and he does such great things on the football field. And he left Carolina in such a shitty way, where he kind of was just forced out because of the owner and never really was given a chance to fully recover from the Liz Frank foot injury and his shoulder surgeries. And then he goes to New England, which never was going to work.
It was I don't know who advised him to go to New England because it was his only
option because they cut him so late into the process. There was nothing for him, so they screwed Cam over on that.
Never going to work.
They also didn't provide him with weapons. They gave him N'Keal Harry. News flash to any football fan, Patriots fan: N'Keal Harry stinks, and that was his number one option. I think Cam is really smart and he's really talented, but he was only ever meant to play one place.
He still was doing good for them until he caught COVID.
Yes.
Once he caught COVID, everything changed, and I think it lingered with him because he was just a different person when he came back from COVID. It's completely different. So
he's a baller, man. He's somebody who goes out there and can lead that team. He's going to be starting in probably the next week and a half. Once he figures out the Matt Rule thing.
I'm really excited to see Cam back. I think it's better for the game of football. As far as the NFC South goes, I don't think it changes too much about the NFC South, to be honest. You look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've been a little depleted in their weapons. Once they get back to speed, it's going to be ball rolling for Tom Brady and the crew, So I don't think it changes really anything in the NFC South race, to be honest. But I think the Panthers, because again, they got Washington football team at home next week.
Without Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase Young, gone for the season, torn ACL, non-contact play, tore his ACL up. That's a huge blow for them. Huge blow. You look at Carolina, they can make a run. Get that wild card spot.
They can make it very interesting. This is the best Panthers team.
But the thing is, I'll be honest, I'm not scared of hosting a Carolina team on the playoffs. Though I'll be honest, though.
Well, they're not going to win the title, but
they can make it interesting.
If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, they can make the playoffs.
That's a huge if.
This is the best offense the Panthers have had since Steve Smith was there.
Yeah, years.
This is better than that Super Bowl
offense. But hold on, but Dale, I've been meaning to ask you this question for quite some time because obviously you're the Jets fan. What's the deal with Sam Darnold?
He's broken. I think he's actually broken. He came in, he had turnover issues, but he has incredible arm talent. And then you get miscoached for 3 of your 4 years. And then you finally go to a good situation. You can't shake some of the things that you're learning and that you have. And it sucks because talent-wise, outside of Lamar Jackson, as a quarterback, he had probably the biggest ceiling talent-wise. As far as seeing the field, Josh Allen arm talent-wise was the one because he could throw that ball down the field like nothing. Because he was stupid for 2.5 years, and then he turned it around because he had good coaching. Sam never had the benefit of that while he was younger. So the Sam stuff, when he started off hot and everyone was like, oh man, Sam Darnold's the guy, Sam Darnold, this is it. I'm like, just wait. I want nothing but the best for Sam Darnold because I love Sam Darnold. But man, this is his career's over as a starter. It's over. Like long gone.
Well, he's gonna be a career backup.
And they picked up his 5th-year option, so they have to pay him $22.5 million.
Woo.
And everybody's saying, why'd you get rid of Sam Darnold to draft Zach Wilson? I was like, at least we draft Zach Wilson. We have a reset on the QB clock. We have 5 years of control before we have to pay that $22 million. And then we get to start fresh and learn something new. And Zach gets to learn as a pro, as opposed to if Sam played well for this season, right? Now we have to pay him for X amount of years.
$80 million.
And now he goes from being a bum quarterback to a damn near $35 million
overpaid bum quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. And then we end up in a situation like Jared Goff.
Ooh.
Except Goff is better than Darnold.
Oh, is he better? Is he better than Darnold? Is he better than Darnold?
Did Goff get benched for PJ fucking whatever the hell his name is?
I don't know.
You comparing two dumpster fires, Dylan. I don't know.
One's a dumpster fire and one's just a dumpster.
which one's the dumpster and which one's the dumpster fire?
The redhead is the one on fire.
I don't know, man. That dude is starting to scare me. I really don't think he can play.
Goff's career's over too. Let me not get change that up anyway.
How is he still a starter?
They don't have any options.
They literally have nothing in Detroit. They literally have nothing.
They don't have a back as a backup.
They have nothing.
So if you're Dan Campbell, right, you have to put your team in a position to win a game. Because right now, if you're Detroit and you're the owners, you brought in Dan Campbell. He's out here talking shit in his first press conference. He's talking about biting kneecaps and being aggressive and playing old school football. And you've gotten your ass whooped. And you're probably going to go winless. So now it's like, okay, do we consider firing the coach the first year?
Heck no.
They're not going to fire. They're not going to fire him.
Dan Campbell's a great coach.
That's a question.
They're starting to build a cult following already.
Exactly. But as an organization, that's a question you have to kind of start going through, right? And if you're Dan Campbell, you have to, even though it seems very unlikely, you have to think like you're going to get fired. So how do you save your job? And you have to play Goff.
You have to play him.
You have to play Goff.
Jeez. In what world is it?
Goff you can catch lightning in a bottle.
Because remember, Goff had a magical year that year they went to the Super Bowl.
That was ages ago.
It was exactly. So you have to hope you catch it in a bottle and get. Gets 1 or 2 wins. That's a season.
No, but here's the thing though: was Goff ever really that good?
No, McVay was.
Yeah, it was really McVay. Because you gotta remember the way McVay coached, they really disguised a lot of Goff's flaws. That Rams team, but it got to a point where they just couldn't hide it no more.
Yeah.
Goff has no arm. He can't really throw the ball like that.
After a while, his receivers right now.
I know, but when he did have receivers, what was he doing?
They made it to the Super Bowl and played the Patriots defense.
And looked trash. What they scored 10 points?
3 points.
It was a low scoring game.
That was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen in my life.
It was a great Super Bowl. It was defense.
That was boring.
The second a touchdown happens, no. Peyton, when that play happened, Peyton goes, "Oh, he caught the interception with his hamstring," and then it actually goes, and he's like, "Oh, he caught it with his I can't say."
Definitely the play of the week. Let's segue into something real quick. We'll touch on it and move on. John Gruden. Again, and Gruden may feel like we're kicking a dead horse, but your former coach made news this week as he is suing the NFL for, I guess you want to call it wrongful termination. I don't know what the exact language is.
I got you.
Because apparently they said there was like 168 emails. They only went after him. Dylan, you could really feel.
The lawsuit filed Thursday in the 8th Judicial District Court in Clark County, Nevada, accuses the league and Goodell of engaging in, quote, a malicious and orchestrated campaign against Gruden, alleging that officials intentionally leaked the emails during the middle of the Raiders season to inflict maximum damage on Gruden and his team.
So let me ask this one question before anybody says anything. So he was fired?
He resigned.
He resigned. The hammer was going to come down on him. So
yeah, he got fired.
Yeah,
he got fired.
He said he got fired. He quit.
But he technically quit.
Yeah, he technically quit. Yeah.
So what is he suing for?
Out of 650,000 messages reportedly reviewed, they only found issue with Gruden's, which I find that's not right. That's bull.
You also got to, because you think about what they did to his younger brother. You know,
bro, there was emails and reports of Jay Gruden threatening to fight players who were having sex with the same women he was having, and you didn't find anything with the organization that literally are like on record saying they're like prostituting out their cheerleaders to executives, and you found nothing else.
Nothing
else.
Like
just Gruden.
Just Gruden.
I'm not saying Gruden's a great person at all, but like you all out of 650,000 messages, one person,
including those to his buddy, to his BFF Bruce Allen, who clearly had nothing. He saw no issue with what Gruden was saying. You're telling me only him and Gruden talk like that? Like, I'm with you, though. There's no way that there's not more in them emails. But at the same time, get out of my face, John Gruden. You still wrote the emails. Like, you can try and pussyfoot your way around it all you want. You still wrote it. You got caught. You're exposed. You're a racist. Get out of my face.
Nah, I feel him though. If I'm Gruden, I got caught.
Go out.
I got caught. Yeah,
if I'm going down, y'all are going down with me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Burn it all.
Nino Brown, baby.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too.
Nino Brown.
John Gruden's like, I'm going to own the NFL. I'm the commissioner now.
He said, everybody going down.
Said, this is bigger than Nino Brown, baby.
It's bigger than Nino Brown.
He's like, oh, y'all got a shield? No, you don't. Mine.
I can't blame Gruden on that. He's like, yo, I'm going down, man. He's going with me. He's going with me. He's like, I don't blame him.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says #bunk the NFL. Yo, y'all know, man. Y'all know my slogan, man. #bunk the NFL, man. Because
I hope this gets messy. I hope he goes to court and has a stack of just text messages from him and other people.
I hope this gets Roger Goodell fired. I really do.
And he's just like, well, I was texting with this person and they said this, and I was texting with this person and this person and this.
He'll get a nice team all assembled. We gave him $100 million. He has plenty of money to get a good team.
Well, he didn't get all $100 million. He resigned. He don't get paid.
He's trying to get the rest from the NFL. He's trying to get the rest.
He's trying to get the rest.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to cut him a check. That's what's going to happen.
Well, the NFL said the allegations are entirely meritless, and the NFL will vigorously defend against these claims.
Yeah. AKA, we're going to cut him a check.
Pretty much.
As soon as the courts say, well, let us see what you guys found, they're going to say, no, we'll settle. No, we'll settle.
Oh, you want all of your contract plus some? Cool.
No problem. No problem, sir. So, I mean, that's all.
It's just kind of really just disturbing, man. Just how messy it's been this season just for the Raiders, man. Like
that's why, like, not to shit on you guys,
talk about
that's why I don't think they're gonna win.
Got kicked off the team too. You want to talk about the
David Arnett. Oh god.
So if you want to, Mike sent a nice group chat picture of the group chat of the 2020 Raiders draft class. Only one player on that team or in that draft class is actually like in the NFL right now, and it's your starting wide receiver. But that's fun. Good job. But no, I like to shit on the Raiders because of Anthony. but I actually do like the Raiders. It's just Anthony makes me not like the Raiders because of just how much of a bad fan he is.
Dylan pretends to like the Raiders. All right,
no, I really like the Raiders. I like the black hole. I think that shit's cool, but you make me hate it. But I think the Raiders have too much on their plate to overcome. I think Gruden getting fired or however he leaves, I think Derek Carr was able to handle that and do that.
Yep, he was.
Losing Ruggs is also another okay, this is starting to boil
Ruggs
up.
hurt. That was a body punch.
It's starting to boil up. This is a lot. Damon Arnett wasn't great, but now he's out of the locker room.
No, but the thing was that
dropping like flies.
The worst part is it's been back to back to back.
It's
not even get a moment to
That's
breathe.
A lot of adversity, man.
Yeah, it's
a lot of adversity.
We drafted Damon Arnett, first overall pick, and people were dumping on us for even drafting him.
Yeah, it was a bad pick.
Yeah, and he turned out to be a bad pick on and off the field. So at the end of the day, only one nation.
I got a question for you. One nation, man.
What?
Do you think it's tough? Do you think playing in Vegas is too much for your team? Because remember, a lot of your team is under 25.
Well, I was saying this when the whole us going to Vegas thing even came into mention. I said to myself, look, it's a Saturday night. You're a rich NFL player. Are you really going to be staying inside because you got a Sunday morning game? That's a tough thing to do when you are a young, rich NFL player to stay in on a Saturday night in Vegas because you got a Sunday morning game. That's a tough thing, man. That's a lot of distraction. It's a lot of distraction. Whew.
Go catch a fight. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's too much. It's a lot going on the Vegas Strip on a Saturday night, and you got to stay inside because you got a game. Whew.
I think there's the two hardest places to play, I think, are one, New York, because of the media, and then Vegas for your own, your personal stuff. Because you're going to go out there and you're going to, 22 years old, fresh out the draft, you're going to go fuck up something.
Even, I don't know if y'all saw the Sunday night game or parts of it. Even Allegiant Stadium is looking like a damn nightclub in there.
Such a great stadium.
It's a beautiful
got
stadium.
Steve Aoki out there.
Beautiful stadium.
Guy Fieri? Let's go.
It's just a lot. It's just
let you know, Anthony, I've been in the stadium. It's a beautiful stadium.
I would love to go there. I would love to go there.
Beautiful.
Because it looks like I could bust down in there while the game's going on.
Yeah, freaking George was there too. I'm like, dude, you didn't give me no memorabilia, you didn't give me no nothing. Come on, man.
Such a wonderful place to see. I can only imagine. There in Jerry's world. I would love to go to AT&T.
You can talk off air, Dylan. No, I haven't been there.
Oh, WrestleMania.
I'll be there in April.
In April?
WrestleMania.
Yes, sir.
Oh, WrestleMania.
Yes,
we'll be rooting for our tribal chief.
See. Yes, I know we're not talking about wrestling right now, but I always get a little in my feelings a little bit around this time because this is the anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's death, and
it was just Saturday.
It was Saturday,
and he was one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. I still remember that day when they announced that he passed, and then all the wrestlers were on the stage, and they had the lowrider. They played that song. When they played that song, oh my god!
They put Chavo and Chris Benoit right in the front.
Yeah. Balling.
Oh my god, what a bad thing.
And there was another one of his really good friends who was balling too. It was
Dean Malenko. It was Dean Malenko.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember. I know we're not a wrestling podcast, but I remember them doing the one-on-ones with Batista, Ray. Benoit couldn't even talk. Benoit was just but it's fuck Benoit. But we can, but everybody else was tough. That was such a tough watch. And God, what was it, 2005?
2005,
yeah,
November 13th, 2005.
God,
Gone too soon.
I remember it
was
well.
That's why it's so because I'll admit I haven't been watching too much wrestling, but I've seen like Dominic and Rey Mysterio. I was like, is that Dominic?
I watched Dominic get the custody fought for the ladder match.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you remember when they were fighting for his custody, and now all of a sudden he's a big grown dude now fighting with Rey Mysterio. I was like, oh no,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's cool to see though. It's so cool to see.
It is cool to see though.
Let's move on. That is a tough subject. Rest in peace to Eddie Guerrero. Excuse me. Let's move on. Let's have a little bit of fun. So we are at the midpoint, Anthony. The midpoint of the season. It is not early anymore. So we are going, and we're going to do. This is what we're here for, gentlemen. Let's get these mid-season NFL predictions. So first we're going to do who right now we think is the MVP. And then we're going to predict who we think is going to win the MVP. And then we're going to pick who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl. And we are live. This is being recorded. And believe me, I will bring this back when we get to January, February. So let's have some fun. Dylan, I will let you have the floor.
I haven't even thought about the MVP right now. I haven't even thought about it once Derrick Henry went out. Because Derrick Henry was making it like...
I know, that was
kind of running away with it. And at the time, Lamar was hot, too. So I was like, And I'm looking at all these teams right now, and I think the only answer right now is Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray right now is the MVP. Granted, he missed the last 2 weeks, but I think when he comes back into form. And if they have a top seed in the playoffs, there's really no answer for it. I think Aaron Rodgers gets counted out of it now because the media hates him because of COVID. So Rodgers is gone. Mahomes has played like caca until just now. So Mahomes is gone. Lamar has kind of started to like, all right, plateau, not even like dive down, plateau a little bit. So he kind of still involved in the conversation. But I don't think anybody's been playing like really, really well where it's like a runaway where they have that moment. Where it's like, okay, this is MVP. The only person right now who I can say that would be Kyler Murray. But that's kind of where it is for me. Unless I'm just like completely forgetting somebody.
Anthony? Well, I'll go. I think right now, today, I think Kyler Murray is the MVP. Mostly for the reasons you said. He's the only one that I can think of that has had. Lamar had a moment when they beat the Chiefs. But like you said, they've kind of plateaued. Kyler had his moment when they beat the Rams. Mm-hmm. And his team, until he got hurt, was the number one seed, and they were undefeated.
Yep.
So I think right now, if I had to vote, I would vote for Kyler. I actually, as much as I hate the boogeyman, Tom Brady is still right there.
I tend to forget about him because I hate him.
Despise him, yeah.
Sometimes
but even still, I don't think he's been playing like out of his mind to where it's like
he
MVP makes
out
sense.
Of his mind, but the media loves him.
Yeah, he's being really endearing, and it's tough to hate him. It's tough to hate Tom Brady right now because he's so likable, and I hate that I say it. Like when the Madden commercials where he's got Chad Johnson with him doing the speed thing, trying to get his speed up from like 40. Like, how do you not like that? Like Mike, I said this to Mike and James. Like, God, after episode 1, my goal in life is to meet Tom Brady and have a conversation with him, just so he knows how much I hate him. And then he's just gonna he's gonna end up giving me a fist bump. He's like, "Thanks, man, it's okay." And then he's gonna walk away, and that's the end of the conversation. And I don't have any closure. And then I end up liking him. Even though I wish death upon him more than anybody.
Wow.
Ruined my life. Who do you got, Anthony?
So, Anthony, who's the MVP right now today?
Well, honestly, for me, again, I was going to say Derrick Henry. It would have been very easy to pick Derrick Henry had he still been playing. Just the tear he was going on. Jeez. Now I'm going to have to bring it to the man in Green Bay. I mean, realistically, they're the number one seed in the NFC right now. And again, honestly, yeah, even though him missing that game against Kansas City showed Green Bay, the Packers organization, and the NFL for that matter, how integral he is to that team. Again, I point to that game at Arizona. At Arizona, you're missing your top player. You're on the road, and they still find a way to win. Rodgers is the Green Bay Packers. Rodgers is that team. They're 8-2, number one in the NFC. As long as Rodgers is there, at the very least, a deep playoff run. At the very least.
So I'd be with you unless I'd be with you if the COVID thing didn't happen. Yep. That's the only thing, because I'm not gonna sit here and just like trash the whole situation like it's either here or there, but violated rules. The league's not really looking at him too hot right now, and the media's not really looking at him too hot right now. That's the only thing I think disqualifies him, unless he just goes on a tear where they don't lose another game.
Goes off.
Unless he just goes insane. Where it's like undeniable.
Although I don't know if you watched we'll give him a shout out. If you watched Stephen A this morning, he had his pom-poms up and he named the Packers number one in his power ranking. So clearly he doesn't care. He
makes power rankings.
Oh well.
How about our power ranking guy?
Our power ranking guy is on vacation this week for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, he's on, but he can't make his top fives and his bottom fives.
He knew the show was coming. He didn't want to do it, I guess.
I had a very, very busy day.
We were in here arguing about Kanye West or Drake's discography for an hour before even getting in here. You could have made that list.
But so I'm gonna put you on the spot, Anthony. So, who is going to win the MVP?
Who is going to win the MVP?
Who is going to win it? So now you're forecasting.
Ooh, man. This might come as a surprise, and trust me, I don't feel great having to say this, but I'm going to give it to Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that the Chiefs are going
Dylan,
to go
put applause in. Thanks.
Like what I saw, because again, I went to sleep when we were down 27-14. But what I saw from that game was I saw that Chiefs team.
The greatest quarterback I've ever seen throw football.
I saw that dangerous Chiefs team coming back. I was like, oh my God. Because it's not just us. Yeah, we got beaten up, but all the other teams, I hope they was watching that game because that boy's back. That boy's back. And they got 8 games left. They're going to go on a tear. And that man's going to win that MVP award. So I'm going to have to go give it to Patrick Mahomes. Like, they back. And that's not something the NFL wants to hear, but they back.
I think the NFL most certainly wants to hear it because whether you like to admit it or not, Pat Mahomes is the face of the NFL.
He is the face of the NFL.
Pat Mahomes is the only player jersey that is not a Jets player I will ever own is a Patrick Mahomes jersey. That man, I will 100% buy a Patrick Mahomes jersey because I'm the biggest Pat Mahomes fan I think ever. I love that man.
I can give the enemy props, but I can't.
You probably feel like Pat Mahomes like I feel about Tom Brady. You're about to have him for 20 years, pal. You're gonna deal with it, and he's gonna go on these runs. But no, I'm with Anthony. If Pat Mahomes is actually back, you can't deny him. You cannot deny him. It's his. It's his award if he wants it. They'll hand it to him on a silver platter. It's his if he wants it. So they go on a run, and Mahomes' magic is back, and he's no look passing these motherfuckers up and down the field, hitting Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and just being Pat Mahomes, talking about Kermit the Frog and putting steak on ketchup on steak. Like, oh man. The only regret I have is not getting his sneakers before they were reselling for like quadruple price. Man, goddamn, I love me some Pat Mahomes.
So I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna give you my MVP pick, and I'm gonna give you a dark horse. And dark horse may surprise you, it may not. But I'm going to pick Lamar Jackson to win the MVP because looking at the Ravens' schedule, I just think there's too much. There's too much for him to pad stats, and they're going to win. They're going to have about 11, 12 wins. Like that was a Thursday night. We all know that the road team always loses on Thursday nights.
The good team.
I was thinking that too. Honestly, I wasn't taking that game seriously because that Thursday night stuff.
Yeah, like that doesn't faze me. So I think that the Ravens are your prototypical regular season team. Like they're built for that, and then they're getting better in the playoffs. But we're talking a regular season award.
But the only thing I'm worried about with Baltimore, though, which is why I didn't choose Lamar, is again I already mentioned their defense. But if you look at their schedule, their remaining schedule, it's very road heavy. Because you got to remember, they just played like almost like 5 straight home games before the Dolphins game. So yeah, they got a lot of road games coming up, and they're at the Bears. That's not going to be an easy game. Ravens. They still got.
Well, it's going to be a win.
But that's not going to be that easy, though. The Bears, especially at home, and then again, they still got 2 meetings with Pittsburgh. They still got 2 left. They haven't faced Pittsburgh yet.
They're going to split with Pittsburgh.
I don't think they faced Cleveland yet either.
They've already played Cleveland.
And they're going to run. They have to play Cleveland one more time. They have to play Cincinnati one more time. They still have to play the Steelers. Like those division games can all be toss-ups.
They still have to go to Cincinnati.
But that's my point. All of those are big games,
and they still got Aaron Rodgers coming in.
That just gives Lamar more and more chance to have a moment,
which is fair. It's a fair point.
I just think the Ravens are going to be there, and I think that basically by product of elimination, because I don't think anybody's going to run away with it, and I think Lamar will be there, and he's going to have some crazy record-breaking numbers. And we're just going to give it to him. They're just going to give it to him. Now, my dark horse, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but my dark horse is going to be Dak Prescott.
Ooh, I like it.
The Cowboys are literally in the worst division I think I've ever seen in my life.
Which is why I can't put him at. I can't think of it.
But look at all the bunnies. I was going to make a pick,
but Mike's my pick.
Let me give you a dark horse then. Josh Allen.
That's not a bad pick.
It's not a bad pick.
That's better than my dark horse. It's probably more reasonable than my dark horse. I'll tell you that. Honestly, my dark horse is TJ Watt.
For MVP?
Yeah, for MVP. That man's been on the tear.
He's gonna have to break this. He's gonna have to break the sack record to even get in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's been TJ Watt, and then it's in what's that dude's name on the Browns again?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett. It's been a race basically between them. The way TJ Watt's been single-handedly almost taking over games for the Steelers, just with the strip sacks, the turnovers, just his impact, how he single-handedly just be taking over games sometimes.
Well, here's my rebuttal to you on that. Mm-hmm. TJ Watt may not even be Defensive Player of the Year because there's a guy you didn't mention on that list who plays in Dallas who goes by the name of Micah Parsons. Who may be Defensive Player of the Year.
The Defensive Player of the Year, the way he's going.
That dude is unbelievable.
That's what I mean. Dallas has an easy schedule.
But the thing is,
hype machine. Dallas has so many people raving the pom poms for them. If they finish with the number 1 or number 2 seed, I'm telling you, Dak Prescott's going to be right there for the MVP. He's going to be right there.
Something's telling me, and I don't like going off the instinct and all that, but something's telling me this Dallas team's different, man. There's just something different about this team. It's like, I'm being honest with you. I really think they're going to do some damage. I really do.
Let's get to our Super Bowl picks right now, then, and I'll go first because I'm going with them Dallas Cowboys.
Man, get this man off the
Cowboys.
Mute his damn mic.
Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I'm calling right now. Right now.
I didn't predict no Raiders and Cowboys.
Out of their minds. Denver game was a fluke. If we're going to throw away the Miami game with Baltimore, we're going to throw away the Denver game. That was an absolute fluke.
How many games you going to throw away?
They've only lost 2 games.
Can you throw away some of our games?
No,
you guys have lost to healthy teams and only beat up on injured teams.
Bricks blown off of them.
I just saw you throwing away all these games left and right. Can we get some games thrown away?
I threw away 2 games because y'all threw away the Dolphins game, right? You guys don't take anything away with that Dolphins Ravens game, right? We've tossed that out, right? Cool, fine, I agree. I'm going to toss that Denver.
Why don't we get any games thrown out?
Because you lost more than 1 game, and I'm going to throw that Denver game out. They lost to the to the Bucks of field goal. The Super Bowl champs. They played them on opening night tough, and they're only getting better. Their defensive play calling has gotten significantly better. They're way more aggressive than they have been. Granted, Diggs is a little feast or famine where he's 8 interceptions on the season, which is absolutely ridiculous. But then he also gives up like 40 billion yards. So it's definitely feast or famine. But what they got going with their linebacking core in Keanu Neal, converted safety to linebacker, Micah Parsons being able to run sideline to sideline, interfere into the run game with Tank Lawrence and everybody else on that D-line. I think they're a legit contender. The Cowboy hate is real because everybody likes to hate on the Cowboys, but sometimes you got to give them their flowers when they're doing something well. When you're doing well, you got to give it to them.
I don't know.
Who are the Cowboys going to play?
Dak is great.
Who they playing?
Who are they playing? This is my toss-up because this is where I'm like, I don't know. Because if Pat Mahomes keeps being Pat Mahomes and goes in, it's him. But let's say Pat Mahomes goes back to being Bum Mahomes and he goes back to being his brother, then I'm picking the Bills.
Yeah, I got the Bills. I got the Bills in the AFC
95 Super Bowl. Cowboys, Bills.
I got the Bills and Buccaneers, but yeah, I do have the Bills in the AFC.
The Bills got the best defense in football. Josh Allen's great. Stephon Diggs is unbelievable. They're starting to incorporate their running backs into their offense, which their best running back for the last 2 years has been Josh Allen. But they're starting to figure it out.
Here's the thing, though. Would you be surprised if the Bills did not win the AFC East this year?
Very.
Based off what you've seen from the New England Patriots?
Very. I think the Patriots are doing really well right now.
Yeah.
But when you take a look at their wins, who have they actually beat?
They beat the Chargers.
One team. When you take a look at the rest of the teams they've beaten,
they destroyed the Browns.
They've beaten the Jets twice.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you have 2 legit wins. Two legit wins. I'll give them the legit Brown win. They beat the Jets twice. They beat. Hold on, let me pull it up right now because they have 4 wins on their schedule. That's just okay. That's kind of silly. They beat the Texans. They beat the Jets twice, and they beat the Chargers and the Browns. And then they still have to face the Falcons, the Titans, the Bills, the Colts, the Bills, the Jags, and the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So,
they still got 2 meetings with Buffalo.
Exactly. Do I think they can make the playoffs? Yes. Do I think they're a legit contender? I think their defense is legit. I don't trust their offense yet because they don't advance the ball down the field nearly enough for me to trust McCorkle's arm.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I don't think they're there yet. I just think you look at the way they're playing, and I'm just saying to myself, it's it almost makes you wonder, can they challenge Buffalo a little bit?
Defensively, yes.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo's defense is good.
I mean, but you gotta look up Buffalo's schedule ain't no slouch either. I mean, they got a schedule too. They got the Colts coming in. They have to go to Tampa Bay. That's going to be a difficult one for them. So I think it's going to be a fight to the finish in the AFC East.
Yeah, but I don't see the Bills not winning it because they have the Colts, Saints, Pats, Bucks, Panthers, Pats, Falcons, Jets. So I see 3 games that can be a problem on there, but all of those games are incredibly winnable.
They are. I'm gonna. So the analyst, the podcaster in me, is gonna go with. Actually, I think I played my hand a little bit, but Green Bay and Baltimore. As much as Aaron Rodgers hurt my feelings, and I've lost so much respect for that man, I cannot deny that he's still a bad man. Like, he's still the best thrower of football I've ever seen.
He really is a bad man.
Like, I can't deny his greatness. The AFC is a toss-up, but I really do believe in Baltimore. I really do think that Lamar is just really, really good. Like,
He's the most electrifying man in the NFL.
So I believe in Baltimore. I think there's a chance if they win their games, if they win their division games, they can hit the 1 seed. Baltimore gets the 1 seed. I think they go to the Super Bowl.
But I honestly, I know I said the Bills, but honestly, I feel like there's a big if with the AFC, to be honest, because my thing is
with all of them.
And his name
but my thing is like but I think there's just a really big if, like when it pertains to Tennessee Titans, because my thing is Henry comes back. I don't care if they're at home or on the road. I'm saying the Titans will go into anyone's building and they will beat.
The fan in me who doesn't want to jinx my team, because Lord knows I don't know what I would do if Tennessee got back to the Super Bowl while I was actually an adult and can enjoy it with adult beverages, and they won the Super Bowl. But I just don't want to jinx my guys.
You just don't want to
jinx them. But I think we have a really good shot. The AFC's wide open. I still really do think Green Bay really is the best team in the NFC. The Rams scare me, though, because if the Rams get it together, that defense can be scary if they pull it together. If Von Miller is 85% of what he was when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, that defense, I don't want to mess with that defense.
Well, the question with them is, if you're running the football, how do you stop it? Because they don't have any run stoppers, and we saw it yesterday, where the Niners just kept running toss crack to the left.
But I also believe in Matthew Stafford, and I think Odell will help them. And all they have to do is get a lead. Because if they get a lead and force you to throw the ball, you're not beating them. You're not beating them. So that's tough, especially in the playoffs. If Matthew Stafford can come out, and we know McVay is his scripted plays usually go good. If them dudes can come out and get a lead and punch you in the throat early, you in for a long day. And you can tell Aaron Donald, just go get him. You in for a long night. So don't sleep on them Rams.
Actually, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not that sold on the Rams anymore, because it's like you look at the past 2 games and you saw the way Tennessee played them. And the 49ers were watching that game, and they knew how to approach Los Angeles. They beat them down. So it looks like teams are very much figuring out how to play these guys. Like, I'm not too sold on the Rams like that. And then Matthew Stafford, I mean, yeah, you can make the excuse, oh, Robert Woods is down. You got to get acclimated with Odell. But what about the week before? He was still throwing multiple picks against Tennessee. Again, 49ers throwing multiple picks, another pick six, second week in a row. You got to pay attention to that type of stuff, man. Like, I'm saying to myself,
but I mean, before Sunday, they had only lost to Tennessee and Arizona. So it's not like they were out here losing and getting blown up. They had only lost 2 games before last night. So
it's all the ebbs and flows of the season. Right. Yeah,
exactly. Like, they were doing something right.
Losses.
They would have been the number 1 seed in the NFC if they had won last night. So, like,
I can't hold those 2 losses too highly.
Especially to 2 good teams.
Yeah, they're bums.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, I think about it, it's like, okay, they go to the playoffs. Okay, how much noise can they make in the postseason? They're losing to all these postseason teams. They're losing to the Titans. The 49ers could very much still be a postseason team. All right? They took against the Cardinals. They got blasted by Arizona. So it's like my thing is, yeah, they're still a good team. The Rams are still a good team, but still, like when you see them play against other top tier teams, they're not winning.
I respect the Rams. I think they could do really, really well, but I do think they are overhyped. Like I said earlier, they don't have besides Jalen Ramsey, they don't have any other corner on their team, and they don't really have safeties or middle linebackers. Like their defense is Ramsey, Miller, and Donald. Like I won't disrespect them and say they don't have a chance because they could easily just like click something, spark it up, and be in the Super Bowl. But until they address those issues, we'll have to see.
I will get Roz's picks. We will have that recorded. We will have it locked in. So stay tuned. But those are the picks. We will revisit this conversation. But let us move on to the NBA. And we're gonna welcome Breezy back. Our NBA correspondent is back.
Man's been chilling
out here.
Our NBA correspondent is back, and I'm actually going to let him go. We're going to throw it right to him. It's been I don't say a boring week. It's just been an interesting week in the NBA. We did have a premier game tonight, actually, at the time of this recording, with the Warriors and the Nets, which the Warriors really proved that they are really good, and everybody better wake up.
Dylan, get excited, man.
Shut up, sixth place.
Get excited, man.
Can't hear you from down there.
Hey,
really, we're all the way up here. Can't hear you.
Let me look at the Rams.
Can't hear you.
Dylan, get excited, man.
I'm always excited. Always excited. How's 6th seed going?
I know you guys only
when the Knicks were hot. Man, did I not hear the end of it? I was getting bing bongs every day. I was getting every other day a notification of the standings. But it's a fall from grace. I got a bing bong yesterday for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Because listen, this is how I look at it.
Look at Mike. Look at Mike's face. He's
the reason why this is how I look at it.
Because we got real quiet when we started to lose games and come down to earth a little bit.
No.
And when other teams are tweeting at the Knicks after Bing Bong.
No, so here's the thing. You guys are the now 3rd seed because you guys lost tonight.
Yep.
We are the 6th seed. We're tied with the 7th seed. We're only a game above the 8th, 9th, 10th seed. And then when we actually look at the records, you guys are only 2 games ahead of us. The top seed is only 2 games ahead of us. So when we just think about seeding, that's fine. We can be the number 6 seed. But when we look at the numbers, there's only 2 games. We're 2 games out of the number 1 seed. So when you say these 6 seedings and stuff like that, none of that stuff really matters because it's still very early in the season.
It's early. Now it's early in the season.
It is very early in the season, man.
16 games.
Oh, now it's
82
early.
games.
When the Knicks were hot, it wasn't early. We were going to the finals and doing all this stuff.
No, we never say anything about the finals. We can all we can all celebrate wins and losses. I'm not.
Yeah, nobody say anything about the finals, man.
Well, listen, I can only speak about me. I can only speak on my accord. What I'm saying is we can all celebrate wins and we can all be grudged about losses and stuff like that. But if we're being honest here, it's only 16 games into the season.
Only 16.
So it is what it is.
Well, I'm just going to say bing bong. The Knicks have only lost 1 time when Dylan has not bet on the Knicks. So if you would just leave my team alone, things will work itself out the way it's supposed to be.
I am like 1-8. No, 1-5 of betting against the Knicks. I'm 1-5 betting against the Knicks.
And Mike, you keep on giving that power. I don't care that he's betting on the Knicks, but you give it power. So the superstition.
I speak it into existence
I
too.
speak in facts. Every time he does it, they lose.
Every time I bet the Knicks, I make sure I post it too. That way, everybody knows that I'm betting the Knicks and they're going to lose tonight. So it's a good thing when I don't bet them. But they did win me like $40 when they played Philly. I made sure I threw all my money on the Knicks on that one. Or not really.
We're going to have fun with the Knicks and the Nets all season. I got something for you, Dylan. I got someone on deck. We're going to have just breaking news. We're going to have a Knicks correspondent just for you. He's coming soon. Don't worry about it. It's a little further down the line.
It's already 3-on-1.
Oh, we're gonna have one more.
3-on-1.
We're gonna have one more. Don't you worry. And that will be Knicks talk. It's just gonna be. But we're not gonna call it Knicks talk. We're not gonna do that. We're not biased here. We're not biased. It'll be New York basketball talk. It'll be New York basketball talk.
It's gonna be nothing but just
talk
like
about your Nets,
belligerent, just bing bongs and Trae Young's not allowed in Dykeman, and
he's not. He's
don't
still
worry,
not
he's not allowed
there.
in Brooklyn either.
From
last time we played,
not allowed.
Well, that's gonna be fun. I like to talk to Knicks fans. As long as we can keep it cordial and not just be attacking me for no reason. I'm just existing.
Not gonna promise that.
I'm just existing here. Like, we just lost to the best team in the NBA, and James is like, 16 games in the season. I'm not worried.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, Dylan. I'm so glad you said that because that leads us to our next topic. Who is the best team in basketball, and who is more surprising to you, the Warriors or the Wizards? And who do you think is more for real?
Well, if we're gonna go with me, I think I really like the Wizards because the heart and soul of the Nets is on the Wizards right now from the last couple of years in Spencer Dinwiddie. And I said when Dinwiddie went to Washington that they were going to be better than they were last year because Dinwiddie is a better facilitator than Russ and like gets more people involved besides the big. But then I also forgot that they also have like Montrezl Harrell, who's balling, Danny Avdija, who's playing pretty well too. So, and they still don't have, Thomas Bryant or what's his face, Rui Hachimura, but Kuzma's balling too. Kuzma's averaging like a double-double.
Yeah, I don't know who that Kuzma guy is. I wish he played like that last year.
They got a good roster over there in Washington. I'd say the outcome right now is surprising. If you'd have told me at any point the Wizards were going to be like the number one seed in the East, even if it's after like 2 games, I would have been really surprised. But like, do I think it's sustainable? No, I think they'll probably be like a 5-6 seed. 5-6 seed at the highest, 7-8 seed at the lowest. They'll be in the playoffs again. They have a good team, and the East isn't exactly like really, really good. But
we need to stop.
Really, really good.
We need to start giving my boy Kuzma his flowers, man.
He's balling. Did you see Kuzma beefing with Cleveland?
Oh yeah. Yes, I did see that. That was hilarious.
Wonderful.
That was hilarious.
Wonderful. There was a screenshot of Kuzma on Cleveland TV. Is like has a championship with the Lakers because of LeBron, and then he retweeted it. I think like yesterday or the day before. He's like, "Oh, looks like me and the city of Cleveland have something in common."
Classic.
Good. I love stuff like that. Kuzma's a funny dude. He's good. It's tough to play under the LeBron shadow, man, because you have this like expectation, especially being with the Lakers. It's like what Roz was saying in the group chat. When you're a Laker, you have all these expectations, and what brings it up even more is also being LeBron's teammate. Whether you're in Cleveland, Miami, LA, he could be in Orlando.
Because
if you're a teammate of LeBron's, man, you're getting thrown on the bus.
If Jordan Clarkson had gave me any of this when he was on Cleveland, LeBron would have another ring right now. If he had given me any of this, I don't even know who this guy is that plays on Utah, because that's not the guy that was stinking up the joint in Cleveland. It's not the same guy.
No.
Because, Lord, oh my God. It bothers me so much seeing Jordan Clarkson play good because he was so bad during those playoffs.
Everybody was so bad. Him, Rodney Hood, everybody was just terrible.
Like, they were so bad. Like, I don't even know how LeBron got them to the final. Like,
Let me ask a
He
question.
doesn't get enough credit, man. He doesn't get enough credit.
You are out of your mind if you think Jordan Clarkson is the different maker for LeBron getting his 5th ring in that series.
He won the 6th Man of the Year last year, James. Like,
they
he
ain't
is
getting a
balling
ring
in Utah.
He's not getting a ring against that Warriors
6th
team.
Man of the Year, Jordan Clarkson shows up the way LeBron was playing. Yes, it's a whole different series. They lost because LeBron literally could not outscore them by himself.
Bro, the Warriors, and you know I'm a LeBron stan at times too, bro. The Warriors were not even playing at 100%. I think they were playing at 75% that series.
That Warriors team was so good, man.
They wasn't playing 100% again. Yo, bro, it was LeBron and the rejects. Come on, man. It was Rodney Hood. It was Jordan Clarkson.
None of them played.
It was
none of that. But that's my point. If
Tristan
you could have gotten something out of anybody, it's a different series.
Was Darren Williams on the team, or was that the year before? Because Darren Williams was on one of those Cavs teams.
The year before that, he didn't make it to the finals. Who else was on that team? What's his name? He plays for he's a point guard.
Delly? No, Delly was gone too.
George Hill.
George Hill. No, bro. No. You think Jordan Clarkson is the difference maker? No.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. It would have helped
because
LeBron wouldn't have had to do as much. But
helped.
When you're going against Clay, Steph, Draymond, Iggy,
KD,
Durant, because man, as much as I'd love to be like, yep, Jordan Clarkson would have been like a factor. He would have been a factor, but he couldn't have been the factor.
He wouldn't have been.
He would have helped because they were getting waxed, man. They were getting waxed. And I do believe that series changes if they win Game 1. If they win Game 1, they may not have won the series, but they would have dragged it out a little bit more. It's a little bit different because now you got LeBron dropping a 40-point triple-double in a win in Oracle.
Put some pressure on them boys.
Oh, granted, I think Steph, Clay, and KD would have came out and be like, yeah, suck me. Like, we're gonna score 40 each.
I think they just win the next 4 after that.
But it would have made it a lot more interesting. And I was in Disney when that finals happened. I was in my hotel room and I was like, bro. And when JR takes that ball out, and oh man, I was like, I can't believe that's such a heartbreaker. You know, LeBron was mad.
It's two people's fault.
I mean, everything changes with that because LeBron broke his hand in the locker room.
Oh yeah, but
so if they win Game 1, he doesn't break his hand.
They all could have called timeout. All of them could have.
George Hill could
have just not missed the free throw.
George Hill did the free throw, but JR made a great play grabbing it. But then it's like, okay, anybody could have called timeout. What was Ty Lue doing in that spot? LeBron, instead of sitting there just going, could have called a timeout. All of them.
He did try to go get the ball. He could have called timeout. He tried to go get the ball. He could have just called timeout.
He could. It's a same. This and this are the same. There's so many things that could have gone differently there. So it's hard to blame anybody. But like, man,
oh no, I blame JR. I blame JR.
You got
the memes though. The memes
blame JR for that.
Unbelievable.
The
memes on NBA Twitter after that.
Bron dropped 51, right? That first game, right?
Yeah, it was like 50-point triple-double.
He had some ridiculous stat line.
Yeah, just ridiculous stat line.
With zero help.
No help at all.
That's my point. Like, if Jordan Clarkson could have gave them anything, like
they won the first game. That's it. That's it. They won the first game. And then Steve Kerr says, all right.
Like, I always wondered, like...
What?
Nah, like, real quick, I always wondered, like, I think about, like, do you still get sad when you lost, like, 6 NBA finals? Like, do you still get sad after that? Like, it's just 6 finals lost. Are you still crying in the back after losing the 6th one? Like... Don't you get used to it after a while?
Imagine getting used to losing as a professional athlete. Especially when you are like LeBron James.
You should get used to those 44-17s. You're not getting used to those, bro.
Yeah, you should. If anybody, there's two people here who should be used to losing. It's me and you, Anthony. As a fan, I'm used to it, but as a competitor, you can't get used to it because, like, when you're LeBron James, you are either to some people the greatest player of all time, to other people the second or third greatest player of all time, and you are just there year in and year out every year from 2011, 2012 to literally Mike. 2 years ago.
Hello.
So it's like.
Cue it up, Mike. Hello.
Oh.
You play to win the game.
Yeah. Like that stuff, all that does is hurt LeBron's legacy because you just see the number. You don't see the circumstance.
Exactly.
And that's what sucks when it goes to
the Rises and the Skip Baylesses of the world.
I mean, well, my
live
thing
and
is,
die on 6-0, 6-0.
It's such a bad argument because then you have like
a horrible argument.
LeBron.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here.
Lost to the Warriors when he didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love. And they go out and it's like,
was the second best player on the team.
LeBron should have won that series. How? How was LeBron supposed to win that series with Delly and Mozgov?
You find a way, man. Look,
how is you find a way? How is he supposed to beat this?
How are you supposed to find a way? It's the best team assembled. It's
realistic.
It's so unrealistic. And then you have that last Cleveland run where it's like you're just facing Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, arguably the greatest team ever assembled.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's tough because if you take a look at Jordan never played competition like that.
He never played anything like that.
He was that team.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the excuse.
But the thing is, Jordan was that team. Was he not?
Yeah, Jordan was not.
For that era, he was that team.
In that era, he was
that team. They were the super team.
Do you also believe that Scottie Pippen's full of shit?
Scottie Pippen's not full of shit.
Okay, all right. We'll be good there. Fine. Okay. Because people like to forget that the second best player of that generation was on his team too.
My thing is, again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't been extremely critical of LeBron. I have been very critical of LeBron his whole career, and I still am. The comparisons between him and Jordan, him and Kobe, it's been the same thing for me. I've always picked both of them over LeBron. I've had my issues with LeBron, and we can spend hours. I can spend hours talking about how.
When you're done, I have a question for you about Kobe, and then we'll end it.
Okay.
When you're done, go ahead. Continue.
All I'm saying is I can go hours just really just talking about how I feel like LeBron is very overrated and he is not up to par with Kobe or Michael Jordan.
So, what makes you pick Kobe over LeBron? And then I'll have a follow-up question after.
Okay. The first thing for me, honestly, is killer instinct. Kobe had that killer instinct. LeBron just simply lacked. At the end of the day, you compare all the help LeBron had versus everything that Kobe needed. When Kobe had Shaq, they had 3 titles. What was the narrative after Kobe and Shaq, they broke up? Oh, Kobe can't win without Shaq. Oh, Kobe's done now. Because the Lakers, they were falling off after that. They had some losing seasons and whatnot. And what happened? Kobe reformed. He didn't leave. He got some guys together. Won 2 more championships after that.
Exactly. He won.
Mike, I got this. So,
Mike, what's Kobe's record? What's Kobe's finals record?
Let me before you answer that.
Okay.
Mike, I got questions for you.
All right.
Where was that mentality and all that, like, all around just greatness when Kobe quit on the team in the playoffs against Phoenix Suns, where he got told he shoots too much and decided to shoot 0 shots in the second half and just quit on the team? Where was that Kobe? He did. Very well documented. And where was that?
You mean the same way LeBron quit on the Cavs in 2010 against the Celtics in the playoffs?
He quit?
Yeah.
When did he quit?
When he literally quit on
done
them?
With the game? When he was done with the game? Or during the game?
He quit on that game. You remember that game? You remember that game when the Celtics ran him out, and he took his ass to Miami after that. You remember that game?
He quit on the team after the game
over.
Because he played his heart out that game. He did, and the numbers prove it. Kobe Bryant literally got told he shoots too much, and then he stopped shooting and put them in a worse position. We forget that Kobe Bryant from 06
decided in a game 7, I'm not gonna shoot. Y'all think I shoot too much? I'm just gonna pass. Kobe
had a 3 to 4 year stretch where he was just putting up numbers, but the team was absolute dog shit.
Okay.
He couldn't drag them to the playoffs. Shooting terrible percentages, shooting terrible efficiencies until he finally requested a trade. They told him no, and then they went and got him a Hall of Famer in Pau Gasol. And let's not act like that team was full of bums, because he had the second best center in the NBA at that time in Andrew Bynum, had top 5 power forward on his team in Pau Gasol, marksman shooter in Sasha Vujacic, had a good bench, still had Derek Fisher.
Had a top 10 point
guard in Derek Fisher. Went and got a top 5 perimeter defender in Ron Artest, added them to that team. So let's not act like LeBron had to go grab all these stuff. Kobe had top 5 players at their positions and what they did. So let's not create that narrative, because that narrative is garbage and trash.
And he also went.
And KG still punched him in the face.
And I want to say one more
Perkins got injured and was out for Game 7. That's the only reason they won one of those titles, because they were about to lose again. And then he ran into that sorry ass Magic team.
Dylan, hold on, James. I know you're about to say something. Let me just say this real quick. Dylan, you do know that LeBron is a historically lucky 3-point shot and a Kyrie Irving clutch shot away from having a very paltry finals record.
And
he got bailed out. Hold on. He got bailed out twice.
Tag out, Dylan.
He got bailed out twice. The man got bailed out twice. All right. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let's stay on the topic of choking, because I didn't bring up the Dallas Mavericks NBA Finals. I purposely left that out. Let me go bring that finals series in, where LeBron was just choking all over Dallas. Huh? Let's bring that up. Okay, what was he doing there?
Choking was never an argument.
Exactly. No,
but
it was true.
He played well against Dallas. I don't think
he didn't play well at all.
I'll give you that.
He did not play well at all.
Let's talk about choking again. Did Kobe play well in 2004 against the Pistons?
No.
Okay, so bam, we got a final series right there.
Your pitch went kind of high there on that note.
Okay, yeah, he choked against he didn't play that well against the Pistons.
And then to answer your question about the Kyrie Irving shot, that shot is important, but LeBron James literally has the single most important play in NBA Finals history defensively with the block on Iguodala. So literally he may not have gotten it offensively, but he got it back on defense to keep the game. So you could keep your shot. That shot is equally as important as that block.
Yo, LeBron scored.
This narrative about Ray Allen saving LeBron James, bro, you realize what LeBron did in that fourth quarter before that shot? You realize they were getting ran off the floor, and LeBron said no. It went Super Saiyan and brought them back by himself.
And guess what?
It was when he got the headband knocked off his head.
Okay, and guess what? Yeah, he went Super Saiyan. I watched the game too, and guess what? They still would have lost had it not been for that Ray Allen shot. So what are you saying?
Did they win because of the shot, or did they win because of?
Yes, they did win. LeBron put them in position to still win the game. They would have lost though had it not been for the shot. They were still going to lose.
Do you look at the same way with that shot?
Can someone bring up a replay of that shot, of that Ray Allen shot? Because someone got it.
At that point, he's the greatest three-point shooter of all time.
But there's no luck in that play. You know what that play is? That is Pop that is bad coaching. because there is no reason that Tim Duncan should be on the bench during that play, and Chris Bosh is the tallest man on the floor and took the rebound away from Ginobili because that makes no sense. That is on Pop. That is
why
not on
why
LeBron.
does only LeBron get the luck?
That is on Pop.
Why does LeBron only get the luck when the shots come in?
Was it not lucky?
Does
not
Kobe get the luck when Arquette knocks in that three?
Lucky? Was it not lucky when Chris Webber boxed out, tipped the ball away from the rim right into Robert Horry's hand for a shot? Because guess what? That's one less ring for Kobe and the Lakers. That shot doesn't go down.
Yeah, they lose
or
that
D-Fish hitting that three with 0.4 seconds left.
They lose that.
So wait, so let me ask a question. Wait, that Robert,
that's 3 rings gone.
That Robert Horry 3 was lucky. Is that what you're saying?
Why is the Robert Horry 3? Why is the Ray Allen 3 lucky?
Why is the Robert Horry 3 lucky and the Ray Allen 1 isn't?
What?
Why is one lucky and the other isn't?
Oh, look at the play, the way it was shot. Look at the way Ray Allen just stepped back at the last minute. How likely it is that even someone of Ray Allen's caliber is hitting that kind of shot?
It's Ray Allen.
Stop for 1 second.
Robert Horry, when you look at that Robert Horry shot, that was still a straight up 3.
Listen.
It may have been lucky the way the ball got into his hands. I'll give you that. But it's still a straight up 3.
That's luck. It's the
Ray
shot
Allen shot is a corner 3. What are you talking about? It's a corner 3.
You can't.
Do you see how off balance Ray Allen was when he made that shot?
No, he wasn't on balance. Go back and watch it. He was not.
The shot is
that was a step back.
The
went
play
right up.
of the how the play played out. Robert Horry's play is like the most luck in this world. It's just like it just happened to bounce and get tipped that way, and he was just like, "Oh, swish!"
Bounce right into his hand in rhythm with just enough time for him to shoot it before the buzzer. That is one of the luckiest shots ever.
The Ray Allen play, Chris Bosh gets the rebound, gives him the ball, he catches it, steps back, and hits the 3. That is a play. That is a practice play. You don't practice the ball getting tipped to you and you picking it up and shooting the 3. The way to play out is all about the luck. The shot is the shot. It's not about the shot. It's about how it played out. That's where the luck comes into play.
I just think the narrative that LeBron is lucky, nobody else is lucky, is the stupidest argument of all time. Because that just means Jordan's lucky for Kerr hitting the shot or Paxson hitting the shot. That means any finals that was ever won. Like Giannis is lucky for getting that block on what's his face, DeAndre Ayton on that lob. DeAndre Ayton's lucky for catching the lob in the Western playoffs to help them advance. Like there's so many things about luck that go into it.
Milwaukee's lucky that Trae Young.
Milwaukee's run
on tripping, hitting a referee. When does that ever happen in life? Ever?
But guys, I think y'all not. I don't think y'all looking at this the right way. There are tiers to this. There's levels to this. As much as y'all don't want to admit it, there is levels to this. All right. There's a reason why they called Ray Allen's shot one of the luckiest shots people have ever seen.
It's because
they called it like that.
LeBron. That's why.
Exactly. And it's people like you that call it one of the luckiest
shots. I'm telling you right now, whether this is a hot take or not, if Jordan played in this era, Jordan would not be as beloved as he is right now. Jordan would be in the exact same spot that LeBron's in, where everybody would fucking hate him because of how good he is. That's literally how it would go. And Jordan's also like a dickhead at the same time, so he would be absolutely hated and chastised, and nobody would be looking at him the way they're doing it. And with these rose-tinted glasses, we forget everything that Jordan did, and it's like Jordan did it all, right? He did everything by himself.
I mean,
period.
He only played from 1990 to 1998. That's it. That's the only time he played.
That's it. We forget about the befores. We forget about the afters.
The Pistons used to run his ass off the court.
And nothing he did was lucky.
Like,
nothing he did was lucky. Man. The way we take everything LeBron does.
He never beat Larry Bird.
That's not fair to LeBron's legacy.
But even then, okay, when LeBron finally got his help per se, he didn't lose. He didn't lose not one time.
When?
So what point are you trying to make there?
They did lose. They lost in the Mavs.
They lost to the Spurs.
No, I'm talking about Jordan. I'm talking about Jordan, not LeBron. I mixed them up. I'm talking Jordan. When Jordan got his
lost to Shaq.
He lost to Shaq.
Yep.
Jordan did not lose a single.
They lost.
Oh yeah.
His year back, they lost in the Eastern Conference.
I'm talking about when Jordan finally got that squad together. Finally got his pieces.
To the Magic.
1994.
They lost to the Magic. Yo, bro, this
45 is not 23.
They lost to the Magic, bro.
They did.
That's when the Magic faced
is not 23. Nick
the
Brick Anderson.
This is when the Rockets faced the Magic and home. Yeah, this is when the Rockets faced the Magic.
But we see, Anthony forgot. Anthony erased it from his memory. Jordan lost.
And here we go.
I did not erase anything.
One more thing. Nobody wants to talk about the choke artist of Jordan on that last play getting stripped, bringing the ball up the court, which led to them losing that series. They lost.
This isn't gonna. For me, this isn't. I think LeBron's better than Jordan thing because I don't. I think that whole argument's so like ridiculous. I just think the amount of hate that LeBron gets is just. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's for nothing. And then you got the Kobe fans. Like rest in peace, Kobe, one of the greatest of all time. But
here
man,
for this conversation,
Kobe
it's
fans
just
are
going to get
ridiculous.
even worse. It's going to get even worse.
I think it's warranted. I think again, LeBron obviously he's still one of the greatest. I mean, no one can take that away from him. But no, I'm not. I'm just saying he's not on Jordan's level, nor is he on Kobe Bryant. He's a comfortable third to me, and that's just all.
You think the three best players of all time are Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron?
I do.
Okay, so
we'll move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned because we will have a special episode just for this topic, and we will have special guests just for this topic. So stay tuned because it is not over and it is going to get fun. But we are going to move on quickly. There were some fights over the last couple weeks, Dylan. The fight game has been buzzing the last couple weeks.
It's been great. Like last week's fight fell through because of Masvidal not being able to come through and like actually fight against what the hell's his name? I literally forgot his name.
Leon Edwards.
Leon Edwards. And that fight was literally 3 years in the making from when Masvidal pieced him up outside of the interview in the hallway.
3-piece and a soda.
But like there's still like good fights. Like I'm not going to sit here and go through all these ones because nobody, if you're not a UFC fan, is not going to know who Marcos Rogério de Lima is. But like,
47 seconds of fury, boy. 2 leg kicks and a 2-piece. Good night.
But the big thing is
leg kicks and a 2-piece.
The Max Holloway Yair Rodriguez fight.
If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go get that subscription and go watch it because that was a fight.
Like that was a fight. That was a good fight. Unanimous decision for Max, which is rightfully so. They're just looking for a reason not to just give him another title shot.
Yeah, because
even though he never lost his belt to begin with,
he didn't lose his belt. He definitely won the rematch. But
he 100% won the rematch, but that's also near here or there.
Yeah, that's neither here or there. But
Rob, but now they're talking about Max Holloway.
They're talking about and Conor. Everybody wants to fight Conor though, because Conor
he's money.
Looks like he's washed.
He's money.
So,
whether he's washed or not, he's money.
So. Didn't they say when the Paul brothers supposed to
one fight? Well, no. So they were trying to fight Conor, but they got Jake Paul actually fighting a boxer who's not like a great boxer, but he's a boxer. They're fighting Tyson Fury's brother. And
I'm surprised they didn't bring up the merge of the Darren Williams versus the Frank Gore.
Oh, we're getting that.
Yeah, that's gonna be something.
Before we get to that, I want to do the UFC 268, which was an actually like really good card, start to finish. Like Justin Gaethje versus our boy Michael Chandler.
I would say start to finish. Breezy might say something different. We actually watched that card
really
together. Yeah,
and y'all didn't invite me.
The Rose.
Sure should have invited you.
Bums. You didn't like the Thug Rose fight?
Thug Rose fight. It was a snooze fest.
Really?
He fell asleep on the Thug Rose fight. I couldn't believe it.
Put me to sleep.
That was a good fight.
That was a good fight.
All that showed was Rose adapted to what was going to happen because that fight was even. Like, dead even, until Rose just laid on her for the last round.
When she realized that, she can't get up.
She's too long. She's too long and lanky to keep moving. And, man, Thug Rose is so good. There's just nothing else for her. Like, every woman fighter who's a champion right now has nothing for them. Literally nothing for them because the divisions are so bad. After Zhang Weili, it's Joanna. We've already seen Joanna and Rose fight twice. We don't need to see them fight again. And Joanna's last memory in the octagon is what? Getting her ass whooped by Weili. 2 years ago.
I wouldn't say she got her ass whooped. That was
when you have a hematoma on your head the size of a Thanksgiving turkey.
That was a freak fight injury. That was a freak fight.
But there was no point. Yeah, it was literally the size of a Thanksgiving turkey. If you punch that one good time, that bursts and she's dead. Like, actually. But, like, no way you thought Joanna at any point after round 2 was winning that fight. It was great. No, it was a Mortal Kombat fight.
Give up.
It was just a fighting game. Like, literally, you guys going back and forth exchanging punches. It was sick. But there was no way Joanna was winning that fight. But that goes back to there's literally nothing else for Rose. Valentina, the only thing for Valentina is to fight Nunes again. And Nunes doesn't want to fight her again.
She's too
because Nunes knows she escaped with one. Maybe both.
Yeah, but she's too little, though. She's too little for me.
But Valentina could give it to her, man. Valentina is she can fight, man.
I want somebody to get Nunes because you just need to be aggressive.
The problem is they don't have anybody skill-wise who could do it.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to fight Pena in a couple weeks. That fight's not to be slept on. She can fight.
She could fight, but I don't think she's on the level of...
I mean, listen, we're talking about the GOAT here. We are literally talking about the GOAT. There's no argument. Like
she's the GOAT until somebody else comes around. And I thought this about Ronda, too. But my thing with Ronda was...
I never thought that about
Ronda. Needs to stop trying to box these girls because she's going to get her ass whipped.
And that's why I never thought that way about Ronda because she never had hands.
But she was so dominant at what she did.
Was good at a specialty. She was a specialty fighter.
Well, so is Khabib.
If you could stop that specialty, so is Khabib. That's why Khabib.
Yeah.
Khabib is not.
But it's like her trainer to me did her so bad, did her so dirty by just saying, she's
good
champion
job,
boxer.
Good job.
You stink.
Good job.
And then she knocked out Beth Correa, and I was like, oh fuck, she's gonna keep trying to strike.
She got lucky with that, but. That's neither here or there.
But
because when she got in there with two girls that can fight with their hands,
ass whoop
didn't last long.
But Gaethje Chandler, our boy Chandler took the L. But man,
Gaethje is made of leather. He's made of leather. Like this, just
that division is so good. That 155 division is so good because there's 4 or 5 guys at any point who could just win the title.
Because like Chandler lost, but like literally he almost won that fight a couple times. Mm-hmm. He almost knocked out Oliveira in the first round. Like that division. That's the best division in the fight game right now.
100%.
Maybe boxing's welterweight division, but it's thin and out.
Well, Chandler's short. Chandler's like
he's
5'6".
stocky. Yeah, he's
5'6". And I'm surprised he didn't try to wrestle him more. Before he started getting beat up.
He was checking on his own. He's checking on his sprawls.
Well, he was only trying to sprawl after he started getting lumped on the head.
Once he got hurt.
Once he started getting hurt, it's like, Gaethje's about it. Let me try to wrestle him. No,
he should have. Predictable.
He didn't do any type of level changes, and it's like, man, he could have won this fight, but man, he got his ass whooped. It was great. Both of them got their asses whooped. It was great. Yeah. The whole crowd was standing up. But then it took away from the rest of the card. Because the Shane Burgos Billy Q fight was a good fight. It's just that should have probably started the card.
That should have been the first fight of the night.
And then
it was an all right fight.
It was a good fight, but then you're just following. You were so high from all that, and then it just all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna check Twitter. I'm not really gonna watch the fight, but even though it's a good fight, it's like a 2012 women's wrestling match. All right, piss break. Yeah, that's literally what it was. And then the Marlon Vera Frankie Edgar fight was good too. Frankie Edgar ate that clean front kick.
Frankie was winning that fight too. He was winning that fight, and
I had it even.
I thought
maybe
he was
it's
winning,
more because I knew Cheeto Vera at any point was just going to put him away. But that could have been a bias.
That front kick was mean. That front kick was mean.
I haven't seen the guy get knocked out in a front kick in a long time. Hell yeah, that shit's cool. And then we already talked about the Rose fight, but the Usman Covington fight, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Covington is the only guy who will be able to beat Usman. The only guy in that division who will be able to beat him, and they won't fight again.
I'd be surprised if they fought again.
I'd be very surprised if they fought again. And like I was telling you earlier, like if Usman doesn't knock down Colby in that second round, you have a real threat of a draw. Because I thought Colby was piecing Usman up at the end of that fight. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If Colby doesn't get dropped twice and it goes to a 10-8 round, that's a real close
he got
fight.
Cut pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. But Colby was trying to not get hit by that just one punch, but once he
was scared of the power
in there, Usman will do that to you. Once you see Masvidal get knocked out the way he did, where all the water comes flying out of his head, but once he kind of got over that fear, he was throwing. And Colby's a good striker, man. It's just the rest of that division there's nothing for Usman to do now. There's literally nothing for him to do. He's running through everybody twice. He's gonna have to move up once Izzy moves up.
He's gonna have to.
But that's too much weight to drop.
He's not going down. That's too much to go down.
Because he'd have to go down 20 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta go down to 155.
Well, 55 from 170. Done? Is he done? I mean,
no.
He's not done. He will fight again next year. The question is, who he's going to fight. And I mean, the $1 million question with John Jones is, what happens the first time one of these 250 pounders punch him in the gym? Like, what happens? Because
you have to be very strategic with his matchup.
John is going to run through that. If he can handle their power, he's going to run through them like he ran through the light heavyweight division, because John is more skilled than all of them. The difference is when them guys hit you, people tend to stop moving when them guys hit you. So,
like the one fight I want to see is Stipe John. That's the fight. Like, I don't want to see Ngannou fight John.
I mean, I want to see Ngannou fight John.
I want to
know what happens when Ngannou touches him.
Exactly. I'm scared for John.
I don't think John wins.
He likes to get hit.
That would be the first time I would pick against John. If he fights Ngannou, I'm not picking John.
I'm not picking John.
I'm picking Ngannou.
And the landscape of MMA history changes.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how John goes into the fight. If John goes in as a lean, like, 225, he may lose that fight. Nganou's going to knock his head off his shoulder. No, I'm talking about a Stipe fight.
Oh, a Stipe fight? Yeah, a lean 225 John.
Stipe can take hits.
Stipe hits hard. He hits harder than he looks.
And John's not going to sit there and box you like that. He does the kicks and the clinches and all that stuff. Stipe will sit there in your face and try to box you. So that's where it's like John can get pieced up a couple times.
But I think Stipe would try to wrestle John, as strange as it sounds. I think he'd try to smother him.
I don't think that division, outside of Stipe and Francis, I think he runs through that division because there's really nobody else. That division is really old or really young.
Yeah, they are really old. But it's just intriguing because, like I said, they all hit so hard. Like, do I think Derek Lewis is as good as John Jones? No.
I think Derek Lewis sucks.
But do I want to know what happens if Derek Lewis punches John in the face? Yes. Let me see what happens when
Derek Lewis is a bum.
He's John a bum. In the face.
But man,
like, would I love to see John Jones and Blades fight? Yes, that's a very interesting fight. But I think John would knock him out. So I mean, it's crazy. The heavyweight division's so intriguing. I don't know what it's going to be. The course of MMA, you're right. The course of MMA changes with whoever gets that first crack at him. Mm-hmm. Because, Lord, we don't know how John's gonna react, and John don't know how he gonna react to the first time one of them monsters hit him in the face.
Breaking news: Staples Center is set to be renamed for Crypto.com as part of a multi-year naming rights deal.
It's not gonna be the Staples Center anymore.
It'll be the Crypto.com Center or Arena or wherever the hell it's gonna be.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Disgusting.
Wow. What the heck?
That's a wrong.
Please tell me you're not joking.
I'm not. It's from Front Office Sports.
Oh my!
Credit to them. Well, it's that and the Smoothie King Arena are my two stupidest names of an arena. So,
Smoothie King Arena is terrible, terrible.
Oh boy!
We have gotten to that time of the show. It's everyone's favorite time.
Dylan plays some music.
End the show with Dylan's trivia time.
Dylan plays some music.
Are you time stamping?
Oh, I'm time stamping. All right, I'm going to do a couple of them. I don't want to take more time because we're already approaching the 2-hour mark. But let's just go out. I'm just gonna give the question out. You guys answer. In 2011, DeAndre Jordan signed a 4-year, $43 million offer sheet with the Western Conference team before the Clippers re-signed him. Who was it?
Wait,
the Dallas Mavericks.
In 2011, DeAndre Jordan signed a
harder than that.
Yeah,
you gotta wait. You gotta wait for him to finish the question first. Dylan, finish the question.
I'm sorry.
2011,
did I go too fast?
That was kind of easy. I just didn't hear the question.
But you gotta let him finish the question. And then I go first and I answer the question to see if I get it right.
In 2011, well, I want to hear all the answers. So in 2011, DeAndre Jordan signed a 4-year, $43 million offer sheet with what Western Conference team before the Clippers match?
All right, and I go first because they interrupted you. So I go first. All right, so if I can get it right or wrong, then they go after me because they disrespected you and interrupted you. So
okay,
I'm gonna give you my bet. I feel like the answer to this question is the Dallas Mavericks. Is that correct?
It's not, and all of y'all are played because that was 2015.
Yeah,
all of you were bums. All of you were bums.
I didn't give an answer though.
All right, who was it?
Said, what's the question?
In 2011, DeAndre Jordan signed a 4-year, $43 million offer sheet with what Western Conference team before Clippers matched and re-signed him? Mike, you should feel so silly for being so confident in an incorrect answer.
In 2011, Western Conference team.
No cheating, Anthony.
What? What are you
Put your phone away. Hands up.
Damn. 2011. DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan. Damn, it sucks to suck, Mike, huh? He's so confident. He's so confident. Look at him up there. He's just like, man. You want me to give you the answer?
Well, I know what the answer is. I know what the answer is.
The Golden State Warriors.
I know what the answer is. I knew what the answer was.
You said the Dallas Mavericks.
Because I thought you were talking about 15.
Nope.
That's why I got upset, because that's what made 15 so crazy, is because he had did this before. This had happened before.
Well, he didn't get trapped in his house by the Clippers, but
in 2011 he signed with Golden State. He was out, and the Clippers was like, nah. In 15 he signed with Dallas, and then Chris Paul and them went and handcuffed him to his bed.
He was like, he's like, I'm cheating on the test.
I did all that just to jack someone's answer, just to still get it wrong.
All right. In 2014, Gordon Hayward signed a 4-year, $64 million offer sheet with what Eastern Conference team before the Jazz matched and re-signed him?
What year?
2014.
For the Jazz.
Like, are we just spitting out answers, or we?
Go ahead, spit out answers. Nothing. Since Roz isn't here, we're not going to put this on anybody's record or anything.
I feel like it's Indiana, but I might be wrong.
You said it's Indiana because he's white?
Stupid.
That's wrong, by the way.
It's not Indiana.
It's not Indiana.
I said it's Sixers.
To the Sixers. Okay, it's not the
Not
Sixers.
the Sixers. Not the Sixers.
You got an answer, James?
Not Chicago. Not none of them.
2014.
Yep.
Not Orlando. Oh,
Let me know when you start the countdown.
I was about to start it now. It's been a while. 5, 4,
it's Atlanta.
3, 2,
Is it
1.
Atlanta?
Chicago.
No, Charlotte Hornets.
It was Charlotte.
It was Charlotte.
Was it Charlotte? I
Yep.
had Charlotte in my head, and I was like, I don't think he tried to go there twice, but yeah, he tried to go there twice.
In the last 50 years, 6 players have had 35 points and 10 assists off the bench, one being a Nets player from 2018. Who was he?
No, that's what? Say, wait, what?
In a game or for the season?
In a game. In a game.
Oh,
In the last 50 years, 6 players have had 35 points and 10 assists off the bench. One of them being Nets player in 2018. Who was it?
is 2018 the D-Lo team?
It is the D-Lo team.
I don't think.
Karis
I'm
LeVert.
gonna be mad. Is it LeVert?
It is not LeVert.
I'm gonna feel. Is it ISO Joe?
ISO Joe was not on that team. ISO Joe was not on the team from, I
Anywhere.
think, 2015.
He wasn't in the league.
You know, you're not going to be mad when I tell you who it is.
Jamal Crawford.
No, Jamal Crawford only played in the bubble for us for a game and then he got injured.
Wait, this happened in the bubble?
No,
No.
this is 2018.
Oh no, he played in the Okay, never mind.
Let me know when you're ready for me to tell you who it is.
The Robin Lopez.
We didn't have Robin Lopez. We had Brooke. All right, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you the team he plays for now. The Washington Wizards. Spencer Dinwiddie.
You see, I wanted to say that too. Don't lie. I legit wanted to say that.
Think he was in the league yet. I was like,
Yeah.
Dinwiddie got drafted in like 2015. Got drafted by the Pistons. All right, and then the last one.
I got a half point for thinking it.
Nope. In the last 50 years, 6 players who have had 35 and 10 off, 35 points and 10 assists off the bench. One being from the Clippers in 2018. Who was he?
What's your obsession with 35 points off the bench?
2018 Clippers, 35 points,
is
10
this
assists.
guy still in the league?
It's definitely Jamal Crawford.
He is in the league.
It's not Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford is not in the league. This one should be easy.
I'm gonna be mad, but you know what? I'm gonna go with my man Lemon Pepper Lou.
You would be correct.
My man Lemon Pepper Lou.
Lou Williams.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Out here in Magic City. Getting them wangs.
Getting them wangs.
Getting them wangs in the bubble.
Extra sauce.
He's like, fuck the bubble. I want wangs. Only the wangs you get from a strip club. Let's go.
Take it to the fans and shit.
Hell yeah. That's the Dylan, play more music. Thank you.
I ain't winning no trivia unless it's NFL or video games, man. I ain't winning none of this shit.
I will expand from NBA. I will expand from NBA. If you guys have,
no, I want to keep. I want to keep trying to at least get one of these NBA.
Do y'all have anything y'all are good at? Y'all really know a lot about, and I could do a round of that.
Music.
Okay, I'll do music. I got some good shit for music too.
Yeah, I'm good with everything right now. What you doing? I ain't got no problems. I'm gonna get it.
Okay, it's just gonna get tougher.
I'm fine with it.
And I'll throw in other stuff. Next week I'll do music. That way I can get some. We can start a fight between these two.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We got to get on out of here. Do you have any shout outs? Shout outs, anybody you want to give any love to? Anthony, I'll give you the floor first.
Again, just shout out to the people who support us. Yeah, that's just pretty much it for me. Like just every week, just want to get better, and better, and better. And just take anybody. Every view counts.
That is definitely the truth.
I'll go next. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, rate us on all the podcast platforms. It's very nice. Leave a comment. We can see those too. Rest in peace to my brother Nadir. Not my actual brother, but a really good friend of mine. He passed away the other day. Thoughts and prayers to your family, brother. All my love to you and your family right now. Appreciate you, man.
Mm-hmm. You guys know the Breezy at Breezy 5X on Twitter, at Breezy __ BILLZ on Instagram. Like, subscribe, follow this YouTube page, and like the Instagram page, Speak On It Podcast. Shout out to the Triple B's chat. Say a lot of stuff in there that can't even really be spoken about. But shout out to the bros. Shout out to Roz. We know you wanted to be here. You was here in spirit. Can't wait to argue with you on the next pod.
He's gonna fight us. We were talking about Gobi. He's gonna try to fight.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, man. Shout out to the supporters, man. You know what it is.
All right. Yes. Once again, it's your host. Like and subscribe, man. We can't tell you how much we appreciate the love that we've been getting. And we keep on keeping on. Follow me, IAM_MBJ on the socials. Shout out to my man SB again for the beat. We're going to keep hyping you up till we get you on the show. Demigod Records. We're going to keep rocking till we get you on here. What else? Oh, yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't say follow me on my other podcast, Off Rope OTTR. We had pay-per-view picks last week. Proud to say that your boy took it home and still OTTR champion.
Cowboy shit.
But it's not done
Cowboy shit.
We not done. We not done. Follow us November 20th for our season finale. I will be defending OTTR championship back-to-back nights for Impact pay-per-view, Survivor Series pay-per-view. I'm looking to come back next week with the belt, fellas. I'm looking to come back.
Where's that belt? Where is that belt?
Show us the belt.
Shout out to my man. Yes. OTTR title is here. It's here to stay. Shout out to my man Blackheart. I'll see y'all next week. And with that, I'll always quote my man Greeny for inspiration for me. We will be back and we will try to be better than ever. And with that, I say good night.
Good night, y'all.
See you next week.